and likely a mugshot will be taken, though the public is highly unlikely to get to see that. We're not quite clear on whether or not he will be making a plea, which we expect to be not guilty or not, but we'll have to wait and find out. Less than 24 hours now, Neil. We'll send it back to you.
Got it, my friend, Greg Jenkins. I want to go to John Yoo right now, the former Deputy Assistant Attorney General. And John, I understand that Magistrate Judge Jonathan Goodman, not U.S. District Judge Eileen Cannon, who was randomly assigned to the Trump case, will be handling this arraignment, or whatever you want to formally call it, tomorrow. Should I read anything significant into that?
I don't think so, Neil. It's pretty standard for magistrates to handle heavy caseloads and take up some of the more ministerial actions for a judge. And this is,
you want to see more, you better subscribe for tomorrow.
Tomorrow we're going to see
President
President
Trump,
tomorrow.
thanks.
As reporters say, get fingerprinted,
God bless. Thanks for watching.
and then get presented to the
Please
judge
subscribe.
to hear the plea, and the magistrate can take
God bless
that, and then
Trump.
some kind of terms for bail. I expect President Trump will be released on
Thank
bail.
you from the
it's
American
all pretty
people.
Normal and standard operating procedure. What we don't know what's going to happen is when he leaves, is he going to come out onto the courthouse steps? Is he going to give some kind of speech? Are there going to be protests? I hope there's no violence. We were worried about that up in New York when he was indicted by Alvin Bragg, but nothing happened, and hopefully that'll be true in Florida as well.
Yeah, he might say that in that sort of
Look at
thing
all
with
the
this fundraiser
Floridians
that's
coming out
happening, we're told, in Bedminster, New Jersey,
support Trump.
Tomorrow night. But I want to follow up on something you wrote, a very interesting column on. You acknowledge the severity of the charges here. I don't know whether you're in the Bill Barr camp, or even half of them are true, he's toast. But you did say that there was a dangerous leap here on the part of the Biden administration, quoting, officials must explain why prosecuting Trump for misuse of classified documents justifies disregarding 2 centuries of constitutional practice. I could go into it, you're far more eloquent than I, but one of the things you stipulate is that this type of situation with a former president is an entirely different can of worms. Maybe you can explain that, and the leap, justified or not, on the part of this administration, the Justice Department, to pursue this case against Donald Trump.
First, I never want to be out of the camp Bill Barr's in. Attorney General Barr is completely right about the facts here. If anyone other than a president were being charged for this kind of conduct, with this indictment, with this evidence, I would be telling the defendant to seek an early and quick plea bargain. I would not want to go to trial with this kind of recorded evidence, videoed evidence, photographs. It's pretty damning. But what should give us all pause is that we've never prosecuted for a federal crime a former president before. We've never prosecuted the candidate, the likely candidate, for the other major political party who's actually leading the incumbent in the polls right now. So in my piece, and with you, Neil, I've asked, this is like crossing the Rubicon. And I say Rubicon because you remember Julius Caesar crossed Rubicon, and by doing that,
Please subscribe.
broke institutional rules of his day, brought about the fall
God
of
bless.
the
I'll
Roman
bring you
Republic.
more tomorrow. See ya
Similarly here,
tomorrow.
we're breaking an institutional norm.